Galactic and Miss Failing here for writing. This week in writing, we're kind of just getting back into the groove of things. We did basic sentences yesterday, making sure we did our cups checklist, and then we also worked with nouns and adjectives. I got a lot of your sentences. They were either sent to my email or they were texted to me, and they look awesome, you guys. Nice work. Make sure you are still doing your cups checklist, and you guys did great. I loved your sentence. Lots of detail, awesome adjectives, and very creative sentences. So today is kind of another fun writing lesson. We're going to review tomorrow personal narratives, and I have our anchor chart for that. And then on Friday, we're going to review informative writing, since we actually just wrapped that up. And then next week, we are going to start in on a new topic. We're going to learn about book reviews. So today is just another fun day of writing to get you writing. I want you to be creative today. So I have these fun little story starters. We haven't used them this year yet, but I thought today would be a fun day to use one. So I'm going to pull one out, and it's a story starter. So here's your story starter. It says, in the tropical jungle we saw. In the tropical jungle we saw. So that's how you're going to start your story. In the tropical jungle we saw, and then you're going to carry on with your story and continue it. Not just one sentence, not just two. I really want you to work on anywhere from the minimum of three to five, but see what you can do with this. Be creative. It can be fiction. You can see something that you wouldn't really see in a tropical jungle. I will let you do fiction, but be creative. What maybe would you see in a jungle? What would you see in a tropical? Tropical, hot, warm, wet. What kinds of things would you see? Or would you see something that disappeared and then you didn't know what it was, and then it came back, and then you got a glimpse of it and had a long tail, and then it disappeared again. So be creative with it. I want you to take a second to think about it. Maybe talk with a sibling. Get your ideas going. Maybe talk with a parent. Kind of like what we do in the classroom when we do a high 10 partner, and we share first kind of what we were thinking, and then we go back and we write. So when you have it, if you have same thing that you guys have been doing, a piece of paper, if you have just plain white paper, make sure you draw lines on it just so we really are continuing to make sure that we're writing on the lines. Even if you have a slate like we do, make sure you draw your lines on your slate or your whiteboard. And then if you have regular notebook paper, great, you can use that. I am not requiring a picture for this. I really just want you to write today. If you finish and you have time before you go on to your reading lesson, then and you want to add a picture, great, but you don't have to. I really, really, really want to see your writing. So I wrote it down on my slate. I'm going to show you. Okay, so I have on my slate, I have up in the top corner, I wrote cups, and then I rewrote my story starter, because that is how all of your stories are going to start. They're going to start the same way, with, in the tropical jungle we saw, and then you're going to keep writing. Like I said, a minimum of 3 sentences, but really try to get 5 at least, and get some adjectives in there just like you did yesterday, and be creative with it. When you are all done, my writing checklist is cups, C, capital letters, U, usage, P, punctuation, S, spelling, spaces, say as I write. Don't forget that. You can even check it off. When you're all done with your writing, go back, look at each sentence that you did. Did it start with a capital letter? Check. Got it. Okay? Are you putting adjectives in your sentences? Are you really getting creative and giving them the detail in your sentences? Check. P. Check at the end of each sentence. Do you have a punctuation mark? The correct punctuation mark. Okay, and then S, make sure you check for your spaces, your spelling, and if you're saying as you're writing, then you have your spelling. Okay, so this is today's writing lesson. Have fun with it. Like I said, here it is one more time, so you may want to pause it. Okay, so you can get the story starter. Make sure if it's here for you that you have the correct spelling, but you're still saying your sounds when you're writing it. And be creative. I was thinking about this one and I thought how cool it would be if we were hiking through, like in the tropical jungle, we saw something all of a sudden appear from behind the tree, but then it disappeared. Like I said, all we saw was its tail, and on its tail there were giant spikes. Okay, be creative with it, have fun with it, and then again, make sure you show it to an adult, whether that's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever, or an older sibling, and if there is some big spelling error that needs to be corrected, have them correct it, and then remember, you erase and you say the sounds and write it. But before you take it to them, just like I have you do with me, read it to yourself. Don't just finish it and then go check for cups. Read it to yourself, okay? You might read something, that doesn't make sense, and then you can fix it before you take it. So, read it to yourself, then take it to an adult, read it to them, and then take a picture of it and send it to me so I can see all of your creative ideas of what you saw in the tropical jungle. So, have fun, and I will be back with your reading lesson in a little bit. Bye, Smarties!